Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Atiengo Sinzondo. I'm studying towards Human Resource Management, doing my advanced diploma, a fourth-year student. So, what are we doing today? Today, I'm delivering an effective remuneration policy and strategy for a learning organization. Specifically, for our organization, named Excel Learning Institution. So, before we can proceed, I would like just to briefly introduce what is a remuneration policy. So, the purpose of the policy is to outline key principles for remuneration, allowing the board of directors and management to keep and attract best employees on the respective fields of work, whilst ensuring a high degree of goal alignment between the individual and the company. All right. So the remuneration policy within Excel Learning Institution, which is our organization, is aligned to cooperate the strategy and in adherence to the requirements of Companies Act 2008 in relation to the remuneration of directors and principal officers. So before we may proceed further, let's first look, where is this coming from? Where is the history of this policy? By looking at the scientific literature discussion around this matter. So from looking at the two scientific literature that is evident, that is attached at the end of this video, it is evident that the remuneration and salary structure plays an important role in an organization. So, if employees are not paid accordingly, they tend to be less productive in organization. Remuneration plays an important role in lives of these employees. Therefore, it needs to be adequate and fair. Employees' financial needs should be satisfied by the remuneration. That's where it fits in. Salary is very important from employees' point of view, because it contributes a major share of the employee's income. Salary is a powerful motivational tool. It provides recognition, a sense of accomplishment, and social status. That is why it's important for our organization, Excel Learning Institution, in delivering the best and effective remuneration strategy and policy. Now, I would like us to analyze some few theories that are around this matter. Analysis of remuneration theories. I'm going to analyze a total of not more than two theories, with the first being the expectancy theory and with the second being the equity theory in remuneration. What do we get here in this theory? Okay, the expectancy theory, it predicts that employees in an organization will be motivated when they believe that putting in more effort will yield better job performance. So it's easy to understand this. What do they believe in? These employees believe that by investing in much more effort, that is going to bring some great results in production. So better job performance will lead to organizational rewards, such as increases in salary of benefits. That is why it's called the expectancy theory, because employees are expecting something in return of their hard work. Okay, moving forward, if we take a look of the four assumptions that are based on this expectancy theory that I've just explained. The first assumption is that people join organization with expectations about their needs, motivations, and past experiences. The second, an individual behavior is a result of conscious choice, which means people are free to choose those behaviors suggested by their own expectancy calculations. With the third being, people want different things from organizations. For example, good salary, job security, advancements, and challenges. Okay, with the fourth assumption, people will choose among themselves as to optimize outcomes of them personally. Okay, so analysis of equity theory in remuneration. With this theory, equity theory emphasizes in pay structure of employees' remuneration. So its great emphasis lies in the structure of employees' remuneration. It suggests that an employee who perceives inequality in his or her rewards seeks to restore equity. So if the employee does not feel that the company treats them equal, the employee will seek to restore equity. That's what it suggests. When employee perceive inequity, it can result in low production, as we know, higher absenteeism, or increase in turnover. It's an analysis of the whole equity theory in remuneration. Okay, jumping to the remunerations philosophy of our organization. Okay, so Excel's learning institution remuneration philosophy is to remunerate employees fairly and reasonably in a balanced approach. Now, in order for us as a learning institution organization to attract and retain and motivate competent individuals who can contribute meaningfully to the sustainable growth of the organization, it is very vital for us to invest in a great remuneration policy whilst highlighting our philosophy. Thank you so much. Please tune in for more info. Give me one organization or a company that does not have any rewards in place for the best employee performance. I bet you don't have in mind. Well, on that note, we're going to be focusing on our rewards components for the Excel's organization. Excel's Learning Institution rewards component focuses on providing simple, integrated package that is differentiated from the market. It's unlike any other package that exists. The reason for this is so that we are able to attract, and not only to attract, but to retain after attracting and energize talented, high-performing individuals. The reward strategy that is used by the Excel Learning Institution is designed to be aligned with organizational strategy and the execution of that strategy. This in turn will maximize the performance and effectiveness of Excel Learning Institution's employees in general. Let's head to the guaranteed pay. What do we mean by that? The basic element of guaranteed pay is a base salary which is paid on an hourly, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or a monthly rate. That is defined as a guaranteed pay. So a guaranteed pay is determined by a number of factors which can create differentiation within job levels. So in order for us to attract and retain talent, guaranteed pay is targeted with a range of between 80% of our staff, leaving the 20% for the season and part-time employees that receive once-off salaries. Guaranteed pay is reviewed annually and assigned to appropriate employee group, taking into account the size, the complexity, and profitability of the organization. Looking at the job level and internal equity, Excel Learning Institution ensures that all the appointments are documented in the form of job profile. That's our first. Our second is that all Excel learning institutions conduct job evaluations in order to determine the size of the role, which then determines the grade or level of the role. This, you might have an idea what is this. I'm referring to the Patterson grading system. That is the grading system that we use. Going to the variable pay, starting with the short-term incentive. The Excel Learning Institution has a short-term incentive scheme which is aimed at sharing the success of this organization proportionally with its employees. Our aim is not only to profit and keep everything by ourselves, but to share it amongst our staff members. It seeks to encourage exceptional performance of Excel employees to reward them. All employees of Excel Learning Institution will be eligible to participate in the scheme. Looking at the variable pay, now that's the long-term incentive. Excel Learning Institution believes that retaining good employees saves an institution money. That we all know. Time as well as effort. In order to increase employees' retention, this institution has structured compensation in the form of long-term incentive plans. Instead of handing out bonuses on completion of short-term goals, we have decided to shift it around and say, instead of these short-term bonuses, how about we gather all these and then we hand out after a fixed amount after 3 years, period. Moving further to employees' benefits and allowance. Excel Learning Institution offers employees benefits as an additional measure of improving employees' financial planning. We care, we want to be there for the employees in all their steps and in all their needs at times. These are offered in line with statutory requirements and agreements with employees as a part of their remuneration package. Employee benefits are only applicable to permanent employees within Excel Learning Institutions. Excel Learning Institution offers the following benefits to employees: vacation leave, sick leave, annual service bonus, housing allowance, and medical aid assistant benefits. And of course, not leaving behind, the Excel Learning Institution retirement funds. Now, our link to the performance system, while high performance and critical skills may be rewarded, Excel Learning Institution manages poor performance adequately. We don't only focus on the employees that are performing at their best, but we also turn to shift our focus on the employees that need help. Because we believe that everyone out there is gifted, but our talents and gifts are different from one another. Now we try to motivate everyone and bring out the best out of them. You know, it is generally agreed that the achievement of any organization's strategic objective is largely dependent on its ability to attract and retain high caliber individuals. Now I want us to go back to what I just said. It is largely dependent on its ability to attract and retain. How do we, as an organization, retain these employees that we have sourced? Let me take you through our retention strategy that we as Excel Learning Institution apply. Strategically, critical individuals and ensuring adequate succession, Excel Learning Institution operates within broader initiatives of talent management. In attracting and retaining employees, the university shall employ the following actions. Monetary interventions. Salary surveys will be used and are used to benchmark salaries and benefits accurately with at least one standard salary survey for all staff categories per annum. Secondly, exit and retention interviews. So when an employee leaves the company, it does not end there. Exit and retention interviews are conducted. Turnover of staff will be reviewed quarterly and interpreted by the Executive Director, Human Resources, who will identify and address areas of concern with regard to remuneration in consultation with other senior management. Lastly, the Executive Director, which in this case is the Human Resources, will report to Executive Management Team from time to time. Line managers shall conduct retention interviews as an ongoing interaction to ensure that the Excel Learning Institution understand the issues which may increase the risk of losing any key skills. Thank you so much. Now, after compiling this remuneration policy for the Excel Learning Institution, we have realized that it is the business strategy that should drive the remuneration policy. Because companies are not generic. Responsible pay programs require remuneration policies that are unique to the organizations. There should be a relationship between these two. This is not a copy and paste case. Each policies of each companies are unique to that organization and are not like any other. To cast this off, the more specialized or different a remuneration approach is, the greater the effort required in making the strongest possible case for how the approach will support the business performance and the long-term success of that organization. Now, remuneration policies still and will require regular review and amendments to support changing business strategies over time. Similarly, stakeholders are not a homogeneous group. Shareholders in particular have a role to play in formulating the policy, which on our case, those are our employees. They will need to be engaged to understand their diverse views. It is after this policy and formulation of such a very important policy that applies to the company as in whole, that I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and hope that you will take this valuable experience that we as an Excel Learning Institution group have shared with you today, maybe apply it to your organization one day or use it in real life situations. Thank you so much.